Alright, so here's our fun tip slash cue for the day for our deadlift is pulling the slack out of the bar. A lot of coaches tell you to do it, pull the slack out of the bar before you start your lift. One thing that I absolutely hate hearing, it's a pet peeve of mine, whenever somebody's in the gym deadlifting with me, is I hate hearing this sound. When you hear that sound during a lift, at the beginning of the lift, that means they're jerking the bar up. Rather than nice and smooth pull, they're trying to create something, they're trying to break the ground basically by jerking it up into the air to begin their lift. That's going to cause injury, that's going to cause bicep tears. There's no need for that. You're strong enough to get it off the floor without having to jerk the bar. So when we set ourselves up, by setting ourselves into the position and pulling ourselves in to allow that tension to be removed, that's going to set ourselves and create that wedge that we're looking for to be able to break the ground. So, for the sumo deadlift, which is obviously the far superior stance, we're going to set ourselves up in our stance. When we go to pull the slack out of the bar, we're going to grab onto the bar. We're going to do two things. We're going to pull ourselves down to it to try to start creating that wedge, and then on top of that, we're going to lean back slightly. We want that lean back, that way we're putting ourselves in a better position and a better angle and forcing our hips closer to that bar. If you just pull yourself straight down, it leaves you over the bar too much and your chest is over the bar, which means you're forward on the lift. So remember, you're going to grab onto it, you're going to pull yourself into it and back. As you're doing that, you should feel the bar, if it's light enough weight, start to hover off the ground. As soon as that begins to hover, you pull that slack, that's when you want to fire by spreading the floor apart and scooping things in. So we're going to come down, we're going to have our bar, we're going to pull up. As we're pulling up, my chest goes up with it. I'm pulling myself into position, I'm pulling myself back. Same deal, it starts to hover before I even start to pull. Just by pulling into position, the bar comes off the ground and hovers. So, that's our sumo. Conventional, same deal. We want to grab onto the bar, we want to pull that slack out before we begin the lift. So, for conventional, you do your setup, you grab onto the bar, same deal, you're going to start to wedge yourself in by pushing your hips toward that bar slightly and pulling back and leaning back. You don't want to drop your hips all the way down so that you're trying to squat it up. We don't need to start from here. We want to keep the hinge still, but we still want to pull back by forcing our hips forward. So that way the beginning of the hinge is already created and that tension's already on the bar right as we go to fire. You grab, same deal. As you start to lower yourself back, your chest should come up slightly. That bar should start trying to come off the ground.